59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing. I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? Have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen to that crap.
Recently, we discussed how Ma called out celebrities who constantly complain about hating America and claim they'd rather leave. Now, he's shifted his focus to politicians and woke liberals who insist that the country is falling apart. Instead of working to fix the problems at home, these individuals seem to fantasize about fleeing to some so-called dream nation rather than contributing to real solutions where they live.
Look, everywhere in the world, I'm sure, seems great when you haven't lived there. I hear people tell me Costa Rica is beautiful. I'm sure it is. You'll also get bitten by a snake on the flight over. The travel site Lonely Planet describes Sri Lanka as endless beaches, timeless ruins, welcoming people. And if you love child marriage, food shortages, and the strictest abortion laws in the world, Sri Lanka could be right for you.
This week's segment is set to be even more fiery and unfiltered, with Ma refusing to hold anything back as he exposes the hypocrisy and over-the-top drama on full display. It's clear he's ready to spark some serious debate, so buckle up. This one's going to be explosive. Let's dive right in.
If you run for office in America, you have to want to live here. I bring this up because there was a video that made the rounds recently by a woman who said she was a proud progressive and was running for state representative in New Hampshire, and yet posted this.
Is there a place we can move that people would be happy to have us, that we're not gentrifying or colonizing? I don't want to be a problem, but I need to get the out of this country.
Out of this country? The one you want to be elected to a leadership position in? What was your campaign slogan? America, a shining on a hill?
Ever since Trump won the presidency, there's been a constant chorus of celebrities and politicians loudly proclaiming how much they hate America. Some are bitter because Kamala Harris was rejected by voters, while others simply can't accept that Trump is back in power. Whatever their reasons, the excuses have become increasingly ridiculous. One woman from New Hampshire even claimed she despises America because she believes the country is gentrifying or colonizing others, a statement that makes absolutely no sense. It's nothing more than empty rhetoric designed to stir outrage, yet they keep trying to sell it to anyone willing to listen.
Again, I'm confused by this political message. Vote for me because I hate it here. Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America Sucks list.
Ma questions why politicians who claim to hate America are even running for office. They say they want to change the system, but that doesn't add up. You don't need to hate something to improve it. In reality, it's just more political theater, loud speeches, and no real solutions. If they dislike the country so much, leading it shouldn't be their goal.
Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America Sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in infant mortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation in government behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot, and we don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
We don't need quitters who run the moment things get tough. Celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres and Rosie O'Donnell, who walked away when politics got messy, aren't the examples to follow. What America truly needs are people willing to roll up their sleeves and push forward, not those looking to escape. For the country to thrive, it needs citizens who are loyal, patriotic, and unafraid of challenges, people who stay, fight, and work to fix what's broken instead of abandoning it. Hard times aren't a reason to flee. They're a call to rise with courage and conviction.
Maybe the problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it.
Exactly. Too many people don't realize how good they have it in America. They romanticize other countries and ignore the freedoms and opportunities they enjoy here every day. This sense of entitlement has gone too far. People take liberty and security for granted instead of appreciating what makes this nation exceptional.
I don't get it. You want so badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? And I see conservatives in Texas are talking secession again. They have 2 bumper stickers in that state. America, love it or leave it, and we're leaving it.
Here's the irony. Democrats and liberals claim America is broken and unjust, yet they also push to open the borders and invite more immigrants into this supposedly awful country. If it's really that bad, why encourage others to come? It's clear hypocrisy, criticizing the nation to fit a narrative while still using its promise of opportunity for political gain. The millions risking everything to get here already know America is worth defending.
Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, and Sudan still cut the hands off of thieves, so if you're coming from San Francisco, do your shoplifting at home.
There's no denying that much of the world still faces oppression, censorship, and extreme poverty. In many countries, protesting the government or even speaking out online can lead to imprisonment or worse. Yet some liberals in America paint life abroad as paradise, while portraying their own country as the villain. It's a false narrative meant to stir guilt and division. The truth is, millions around the world dream of coming to America because it still stands for freedom, opportunity, and the right to speak your mind, privileges far too many take for granted.
If, for your exile, you do wind up in some comparatively luxurious place like Canada or Japan or the UK, not that they want you. At best, you'll be trading a bunch of stuff you hate about this country for a bunch of stuff you'll soon hate about your new home. It took me only 4 days in Amsterdam to learn that while I admire Amsterdam, I don't want to live there. The buildings are cramped and shaped like needles. The food is awful. The TV's in a different language. It's wet and cold. The people are polite but cold, and they do a bunch of weird shit. The explanation for, according to my friend, was just remember they're high.
That's the point. Europe might seem appealing from a distance, but a closer look reveals some questionable policies. In the UK, people can sue for indirect discrimination even if a company isn't hiring. Scotland and Sweden allow 16-year-olds to change gender through self-declaration without medical diagnosis, and other countries are heading the same way. Europe isn't the utopia many Americans imagine. It has its own set of issues and woke policies. For all the criticism aimed at the U.S., other nations have their challenges too.
Italy always makes the list of great expat destinations because of all those stories on CNN about how you can buy a house in a quaint Italian village for $1, except it's not a house in the way we think of one, as a structure with plumbing and electricity and a roof. When these places were built, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was still straight. Sure, you can spend $100,000 to make them livable, and I'm sure it's no problem to find reliable workmen in rural Italy who you'll then fall in love with like in Under the Tuscan Sun, but...
Many Americans romanticize Europe because Hollywood and mainstream media portray it as a glittering paradise, charming Paris cafes, picturesque Italian streets, and sleek cities in Germany or Sweden, all polished further by Instagram and travel vlogs. But that's only half the story. Behind the glossy images are high taxes, strict regulations, expensive living costs, and sometimes limited freedoms or cultural tensions. People buy into the fantasy, only to discover later that this so-called utopia has its own serious problems the media rarely shows.
But now you're living in some dinky village in Italy with nothing to do but watch the old guys play that game with the wooden balls. And have you ever seen the Eurovision Song Contest? They actually listen to that crap.
Travel magazines and blogs often paint life outside the U.S. as a dream, showing only beauty while hiding the harsh realities, like limited freedoms, high taxes, and strict laws in many countries. Yet celebrities and media keep glorifying these places while criticizing America. The truth is, if America were really so awful, millions wouldn't risk everything to come here. It's not perfect, but it's still the freest and most opportunity-rich nation on earth. Instead of tearing it down, we should work to make it better.